Hello, welcome back. This is another episode of First Class or Trash. My name is Mike Gunderson. I'm the CEO of Gunder, where we do large direct mail campaigns for brands in the United States. And I'm going to pass it over to Eric and let him introduce himself.
Yeah, Eric Smith. I am the president and COO of Incremental Media. We're a 20-year-old offline marketing agency.
Awesome. Well, First Class or Trash, what Eric and I are aiming to do is really look at creative that we receive in the mailbox, do a quick evaluation, figure out, hey, is this first class? Is this something we would respond to? Or does it head right for the trash bin and never to be seen again? So one of the first ones we wanted to talk about today was an OI deodorant mailer that I received in the mail. It's a self mailer. I'm going to pull it up right now. Okay. All right. So this particular mailer caught my attention for a couple of different reasons. Now, what OI, and I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, is a kind of an all-natural deodorant, no aluminum, and it's quite attractive. It came to me in a very nice stock, beautiful images, and it kind of caught my eye. I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. And then once I opened it up, I had kind of a surprising delight with a scratch and sniff little stickers within the piece that you can actually smell the scents, which I thought was just really, really great. There's a few things that I didn't love about this, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But Eric, I sent this to you. What were your first impressions on this piece?
Yeah, well, first, it appears to be a self-mailer, a format we use a lot as well at Incremental Media, so it gives you a lot of room to communicate your messaging. I didn't realize there was a scratch and sniff. That's really interesting. I'm actually curious to hear your thoughts on that. Um, and I mean, overall, definitely really high, beautiful performing imagery. I would be curious, not that we would know the answer to this, but how it performed for them, just if they could get direct mail to work in general, because deodorant is a pretty low ticket item, and usually we're doing more considered purchases in direct mail. So probably an answer we won't be able to get, but I would be curious if it performed well for them. But
Yeah, well, some of the things I liked, as I mentioned, were the strong photography. I thought that the package design was gorgeous. I think the brand overall has a good look. And of course, that scratch and sniff idea it's kind of a really great idea if you're selling something like deodorant in the mail. I mean,
yeah,
that's a really
totally good.
innovative thing to do. But I have to say, there's a few misses on here, and the pretty big misses. So the first thing is if you're going to put the time and energy and money, as you mentioned, into a piece like this, having no call to action on the front or back of the piece. So you'll see here, there's, nice looking imagery and stuff, but there's no real call to action, no offer, no website. It's already kind of an odd name. And so it's a little bit more difficult, no QR code. And then on the back side, kind of the same problem here. There's nothing really, you do have to kind of turn the piece to see it. And it's kind of interesting in the mailbox, but again, nothing to really take action on here within the front and back panel when closed. And then even when we get on the inside, there's not a ton here on the inside that we can really go to from a call to action perspective. There's no real offer. Now, there is one missing panel on here, I have to say. It is a trifold, so it does open up one more time, and there is a panel that actually has an offer and a website on it, but it's, again, buried. It's something that you're automatically going to open. So those are really the biggest misses that I've found on this particular self-mailer piece. What are your thoughts on that, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think some kind of store locator. I imagine that they're in retail stores. It's a pretty big brand. And by the way, you were saying, I believe the brand is pronounced Way, like Way, as like
Wow.
a brand name.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like they're the kind of brand that could be playful with that. But I think there could be something
Are
interesting.
you familiar with this brand? Are you familiar?
Way. My wife has mentioned it to me before too, but
Oh,
I'm probably not pronouncing it right either, honestly. And in terms of, I agree with everything you said, and just more in terms of things that are lacking, like any features or benefits. Like you said, it's an all natural deodorant, but like I'm working kind of hard to find out where that's true, or that it's aluminum free, or all the sort of like kind of buzzwords that would resonate with people. So yeah, those are the other things that I thought could be improved.
yeah, I think a few suggestions I think I would make on this piece in order to really make it stand out would be a call to action and offer on one of the panels that's closed. So either the back panel or the address panel, and you can still do that in a very kind of brand essence way, and still make it look nice, but still put the focus on your brand. The other thing I thought would be kind of clever. I mean, they've already put some money into the scratch and sniff, which is really cool, but maybe just put a die cut on the piece so that when it's closed, you see that you can scratch and sniff through the piece, and then say, hey, more more sense inside, and then you're really driving it inside the self mailer to take action. So my overall assessment for me, past those suggestions, is really this is trash. I have to say, because it didn't really align with me. I didn't really have a reason to care, and I essentially just threw it in the trash. I will say, you were saying, I'm not sure how a brand like this might be able to afford direct mail. If this is a subscription base, by the way, it didn't say anything about that on the piece, but if this is a subscription based product, I could see how it could make it, make the CACs work. But again, I wasn't even clear if that was what they were aiming to do.
Yeah, correct. I would definitely agree in the subscription part. And I would agree that it's trash. I think they did a lot of really innovative things, but it seems like it's targeted to you, and that the fact that it's a female deodorant product just kind of seems like there's a little bit of a mix match in terms of again, I think a few kind of easy optimizations can make this first class, but based on what I'm seeing, I agree. I think it's trash too.
Yeah, I totally agree. So both Eric and I are throwing this in the trash. Wanted to thank you for your time today. If you want to catch up with me, just follow me on LinkedIn, or you can check out our website at gunder.com. Eric, how can they reach you?
Same thing. Check me out on LinkedIn. I'm posting pretty frequently these days, or just go to incrementalmedia.com.
Great. All right, guys. See you later.